Because so many people know me fighting Smartmatic. Sa Senate committee hearing, nandun ako palagi. Si Chairman Brillantes, dinuduro-duro ko pa yan eh. Oh, it's unparliamentary. Mga kababayan, aminin ko, it's unparliamentary, duduruhin mo yung COMELEC chairman. At that time, the most powerful in the country. Kasi kabi nga ni Chairman Brillantes, kahit yung aso mo, pwede ko ipanalo. Lisa Marcos ha, sabi ko sa kanya, ikaw ha, yung pang-apat, pag tinuluyan mo, tutuluyan din talaga kita. I-detalye ko doon ko paano mo minanipula ang Korte Suprema para magkabukingan tayo.
Attorney Glenn, merong question dito, no, not related dun sa pinag-uusapan natin today. Pero ang tanong nila, kasi di ba Yossi buddies kayo ni
Lisa. DFF sabi niya, no?
Oo. Na-offer, ano ka raw ba? Natanong ka raw ba ng do you want ever? At andito na si Brother Dragon. Hi, Brother Dragon. Kamusta?
Hello, Ate Joey. Thank you for letting me join in your vlog today.
Oo naman.
Nasa Davao ka?
Yes, apo. Nasa Davao. Tara dito.
Hindi ako makatravel this time eh. Sige, mag-enjoy lang muna kayo dyan. I know you had a good time.
Oh, alam ko attorney, marami kang inaasikaso diyan. Ayan. Marami kang engagement, ayan. Pero Attorney Glenn, I think last week no nabalita, malaking balita na of course yung indictment ni former COMELEC commissioner, chairperson Andres Bautista, okay? Ano pa nga sa international news pa nga, dinrap yung Andres na pangalan niya doon eh. Yung parang John M.M. Hindi ba nakaano yung but it is him, no? It's the same person. It's the same person. I actually checked kung ano yung full name niya. Kasi sa mga international news, hindi binanggit yung Andres niya na pangalan. Although yung parang first name niya at saka yung last name niya, of course yun, yung Bautista. So parang nung una akala ko,
I think yung full name niya would be Juan Andres Donato Bautista.
Yes! Tapos ang nire-report lang nila, attorney, Juan Donato Bautista. Ayun.
Pero actually, ang full name talaga niya, Juan Andres Donato Bautista.
Ayan. And not only that, hindi lang yun. If correct me if I'm wrong, Attorney Glenn, no, yung kay former COMELEC chair Bautista, it started with an AMLAC inquiry eh. And then it became a full-blown case hanggang sa ayan na nga, na-charge na siya ng na tumanggap siya ng bribes. Of course, syempre, pagka merong tumanggap ng bribe, may nagbigay. And so, if you...
Yes, of course.
Oo, may nagbigay. So ngayon, the US justice system na gumugulong, merong counterpart yun. They do their investigation and ganyan-ganyan. At yung co-founder naman ng Smartmatic, ang napag-alaman na nag-bribe dito kay
Bautista.
Kay Andres Bautista. Now, you executed an affidavit and made it public in 2023. In 2023.
Yes.
Na kung saan nag-meeting si Lisa Marcos at si co-founder ng Smartmatic na si Piñate. At dapat ay isasama
Roger Alejandro Piñate Martinez.
Oo, Roger Alejandro Piñate.
Martinez. Yun yung full name niya.
And attorney, when you were doing this,
yes,
diba, parang ang daming tumataas ang kilay, ang daming there is now an independent move from outside the country that is actually validating the weight of your affidavit. Ano pong masasabi niyo po dito, Attorney Glenn?
Ate Joey, nga pala, magandang gabi sa inyo at sa mga nanonood po sa atin ngayon, sa mga sumusuporta po kay Ate Joey, thank you. And magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat, sa ating mga kababayan across the world, magandang araw po sa inyo. I actually came to know in detail itong indictment kay Bautista, which was actually investigated by the Homeland Security. The agent in charge, ang agent in charge dito ay si Colbert Almeida. He is a Latino. And ang original na nag-stoke ng kanilang interest was yung disclosure ng asawa ni Andres Bautista na meron siyang tagong naman. Obviously, the Homeland Security was abreast with developments in the Philippines. So nung narinig nila na yung akusasyon ng kanyang asawa, they did an investigation of their own. And nabasa ko kasi yung indictment kasi, Joey, mga kababayan, Sir E.B., when I was there doon sa mga abogado ng One American News, sabi ko nga, 7 silang abogado doon, including si Attorney Chick Babcock, the lead counsel, at lawyer din siya ni Oprah Winfrey. Siya ang nakapanalo ng isang defamation case against Oprah Winfrey. So, they grilled me, binusisi nila ako for 6 hours from 9 a.m. to 3 in the afternoon. And then, pagkatapos nung mga alas 3, after 3 o'clock, they give me a copy of the indictment. Pero sinabi nila sa akin, ni Chip na, Glenn, this is a sealed indictment. It is not supposed to be sealed. Hindi dapat silyado to. But for unknown reasons, the magistrate sealed the indictment para walang makakita. I think trinabaho ni Smartmatic yon para hindi makita. So yung mga personalities doon, they were in codes like yung president ng Jaltex sa Taiwan, president, international vendor ang nakalagay doon. So they asked me, sino ito? Sino ito? Sino ito? Of course, in-identify ko yung isa. Sabi ko, ito, si ano to? Si Roger Alejandro Peñate Martinez. So at the end of that questioning, na-validate nila na yung information nila at yung mga sinasabi ko are exactly the same. So doon ko nabasa yung indictment, yung story. Ang nangyari kasi dyan, nakalagay doon sa indictment na may mga emails nilang nakuha, yung Homeland Security. May mga emails silang nakuha. Pero, at mga laptops, emails and laptops. Pero, as a lawyer, ang hinahanap ko na term is, how did you secure the laptops and the emails? Wala namang sinabing nakasampi na sila eh. So, that's the clue. That's the clue. Nasabi ko, walang sinabi dito si Colbert Almeida na sinampi na nila yung mga laptops and emails. So, if Homeland Security, particularly si Colbert Almeida, yung investigating officer ng Homeland Security, kung nakakuha siya ng emails at mga laptops, they were provided voluntarily. Kasi hindi dumaan sa subpoena process eh. Walang subpoena, walang compulsion on the part of Smartmatic. So in other words, si Smartmatic ang kusang loob na nagbigay ng emails at ng laptops in the hopes, I think, they were trying to cut a deal with Homeland Security. Huwag nyo kaming pangalanan, huwag nyo kaming kasuhan, we will cooperate. So, yun ang nangyari. Hinanap ko talaga, how did Colbert Almeida, the Homeland Security agent, able to get hold of the emails and the laptops that form the basis ng kanyang indictment. So, walang sampina.
But they ended up being indicted anyway. So, what do you think went wrong there?
Okay. Wait. So, the laptops and the emails were provided voluntarily by Smartmatic. Kaya nga sabi ko, si Smartmatic threw Bautista under the bus. And that's exactly the same conclusion ng 7 abogado na kausap ko. Sabi ko, oh my God, Smartmatic threw Bautista under the bus. Sabi, yes, that's exactly what they did. So, yun na nga, they cooperated in the hope na hindi sila makasuhan. But then the indictment will have to be submitted to a judge. And then they will go through the equivalent ng ating preliminary investigation sa Pilipinas. So noon ang preliminary investigation, the jury decided na isama itong bribe giver instead of just simply suing the bribe taker. Kasi ang kinasuhan actually, ang indictment was only against the bribe taker. Si Bautista lang.
Si Bautista lang, correct, oo.
And because si Smartmatic, sila Roger Peñate, they are Latinos. So I think they were appealing to that Latino, Colbert Almeida, na huwag nyo na kaming isama, we will cooperate. So pinalabas nila doon, Joey, actually ito, mabusisi na itong discussion. I've never discussed this in details before. Pinalabas nila na they were under tremendous pressure. No, not tremendous. Horrible pressure. That's the term they use. Pinapalabas ni Smartmatic na nagbigay kami ng pera dahil we were under horrible pressure from Bautista. Horrible pressure ang ginamit nilang term. So but eventually, pagdating doon sa grand jury, hindi ko magat. And probably wala silang plea bargaining na with Homeland Security na huwag nyo kami kasuhan talaga.
Oo.
Yes, they were just talking. And then, ito, Ate Joey, Kuya AB, mga kababayan, sinabi sa akin ni Attorney Chief Babka, you know, Piñate is very afraid he will be charged. And eventually, he was charged. He's facing 25 years in jail in the US.
Ayan. Hi,
kasi,
Kuya yes. Attorney Glenn, sorry.
Wait lang. Ito kasi si Piñate, that's why I call him a thug. Thug talaga ang tawag ko dyan sa kanya because pag he was once in Manila, nag-meeting ito. I think it was in the same meeting na in-order niya to dig up all the dirt you can against Glenn Chong. Gamitin natin sa kanya. He was the one who ordered to dig up all dirt against me. Wala naman akong dirt sa buhay. So wala silang na-pick up. At ganito yan siya magsasalita. Who are we gonna kill today? Who are we gonna kill today?
Siya pa yun. Nakakwento mo to before, Attorney Glenn, sa mga vlogs na yung, who are we gonna kill today? He was the guy. The one who is indicted right now.
He's the guy. Piñate is the guy. No, ganyan ka magsalita. Who are we gonna kill today? Who's making hard for our contracts in Comelec?
Yeah.
Parang ganun. Talagang tawag ko sa kanya because ang source ko is very reliable. Nandun siya sa meeting mismo. He was the one who called me. Sabi niya, pinaka-dig up lahat ng dirt they could find against you. Ordered ni Piñate.
Were you able to meet him personally, Attorney Glenn?
No, I have not met him. And quite frankly, itong tao na to, may pananagutan to sa pagpatay kay Richard Santillan. Wow. This guy, Rodel Piñate. Ito yung pinagdudunahan ko, mastermind.
Kuyang Ibi, hello, magandang gabi. Ayan. Na-excite ako kanina pag pagpasok ni Attorney Glenn. Na-excite ako sa topic, nag-dive in ako sa topic. Nakalimutan ko siyang pabatiin. Ayan. So,
magandang gabi. Ang gabi.
Good evening. Dumiretso agad si Ate Joey.
Dumiretso agad ako sa topic
You know, they never expected that they would really be charged. They thought na maayos na yung agreement nila sa Homeland Security. But eventually, Homeland Security is executive department. A grand jury is judicial department. That's an entirely different department. So you cannot stop the grand jury from indicting you. Sir?
Attorney Glenn, yes. Joey, before I lose my frame of thought, no? Sinabi mo, attorney, na sa tingin mo, itong si Piñate, yung mastermind ng pagkapatay ni Santillan, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so he would not be able to operate by himself. He must have a certain organization that are locals able to do what to his bidding. No, you have any idea na naming names?
Yeah. Ganito yan. When Richard, nung nakaburol pa lang si Richard, may mga agents ng ISAF na pumunta sa akin at sinabi nila sa akin, this is a $3 million contract killing ng Smartmatic. So na-pick up yun ng ISAF and they told me about it. So pinagtagpi-tagpi ko lang yung mga circumstances based on that information na si Smartmatic ang nag-fund ng $3 million. Anyway, barya lang yun, sir, sa kanila because ang contract nila.
But why, Richard? Eventually, do you think that you are the ultimate target?
No, I was the ultimate target, all right.
Attorney Glenn is the target. No one else.
Effectively, ako yung target, but they wanted to get Richard. Kinuha si Richard at gusto nilang paaminin na pinibibenta ko siya ng droga to fund my campaign in 2019. That's the story. Pinibibenta ko siya ng droga to fund my senatorial campaign in 2019. So pag pumirma si Richard ng affidavit, iyon ang gagamitin nila, ultimately crush me. Ang problema, pinanindigan ni Richard na hindi totoo yun. Hindi pumirma si Richard. Kaya siya tinorture. Inilagari yung 4 niyang ngipin sa harap. Sa baba. He suffered 92 wounds all over his body. May 5 tusok ng ice pick sa likod. Yung isa namaga pa. Remember, mamamaga ang sugat 30 minutes to 1 hour after the injury is inflicted. So hindi siya namatay agad. Imagine, sir, Kuyang AB, Ate Joey, mga kababayan, natamaan si Richard dito sa kaliwa ng bala. Hindi namaga. Natamaan si Richard dito sa kanan na braso. Pareho, kaliwa at kanan. Ito, namagbagang-baga. Namaga talaga. You can see the cadaver. Automatically makita mo, ba't namaga itong isa at hindi ang kabila? Parehong natama ng bala. In other words, ito yung unang tinamaan talaga, yung kanan. And then, it took him an hour before he died kasi tinorture pa nga siya. So ito yung unang binaril, kaya namaga siya. Pero ito hindi, kasi near the moment of death. So, ang alam ko, may isang tao dyan na pumunta sa isang dating commissioner ng COMELEC. Hindi ko lang pangalanan kasi patay na eh. He cannot defend himself anymore. Kasi sir, itong Ate Joey, mga kababayan, itong dating COMELEC commissioner, galit na galit to sa akin. Kasi binigyan niya ng contract si Smartmatic ng 250 million pesos na walang bidding 3 days before he stepped down. 3 days bago siya mag-retire, binigyan niya ng kontrata si Smartmatic 250 million without a bidding. Tapos, a week later, yung IBP, kinasuhan si COMELEC chairman sa Korte Suprema on petition for certiorari. And 4 months later, the Supreme Court ruled against the COMELEC chairman na hindi pwedeng magbigay ka ng 250 million contract without a bidding sa Smartmatic. Bawiin mo yan. So I suppose, bigyan din siya ng palato, binawi din. Nagalit siya ng gusto. Ako yung pinagbibintangan niya na ako nag-udyok sa mga abogado at sa IBP. Wala akong kinalaman doon. So, itong isa, empleyado to ng isang dating gobernador na pinatalsik ko sa trabaho dahil ninakaw niya yung pera ng kanyang amo. Kinuntak ako ng dating gobernador, kaibigan ko, nanay ito ng isang kilalang artista. Kinuntak niya ako, sabi niya, attorney, di ba CPE ka? Sabi ko, oo. Sabi niya, i-go over mo kung nasaan yung pera ko. Sabi ko, hindi, binigay niya sa akin yung documents, trinis ko. Sabi ko, tanggalin mo yung empleyado mo na yan, ninakaw yung 600,000 mo. So, tinanggal niya. So, may galit yun sa akin. Yun ang pumunta kay chairman ng COMELEC at pumunta sila kay Smartmatic para pandingan yung operation.
Attorney Glenn, itong mga nangyaring to, yung mga lahat ng pinagdaanan mo with Smartmatic, sobrang grabe yung cost nito sa buhay mo, sa kabuhayan at buhay mo. And now you are seeing na, alam mo yun, actually sa totoo lang, yung story mo, Attorney Glenn, is actually a story that is very, very inspirational sa mga taong may pinaglalaban. That if you are consistent, if you are really true to what you are fighting for, you know, in one way or another, you're going to be validated. And what happened in the past few weeks, na ganito na nga, naglabas na nga, and yung nga minimension mo na na supposedly dapat hindi naman talaga ma-i-indict tong Smartmatic, but eventually, kasama rin sila. Diba? You know, that's a huge win also, no? I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize that, na napakalaking win nun. Nung pagkasa, kasi hindi po pwedeng hindi po pwedeng yung nag-bribe lang ang may kaso but you know, it took some time. Diba? It took some time.
Ate Joey, mga kababayan, hindi naman pwedeng ang bribe taker lang ang kasuhan mo at hindi mo kasuhan yung bribe giver. Kasi it's a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. Diba?
True.
There can be no bribe taker if there's no bribe giver. Pero yun nga, si Smartmatic, they were trying to distance themselves from the charge na they had to throw Bautista under the bus. In the same way ngayon, na ang kakunsyaba nila dyan, si George Garcia, ngayon, dinimolis naman nila si George Garcia.
Yes, ayaw sa mga ask this, Attorney Glenn.
Yes.
Yung mga nangyayari ngayon sa Amerika, kasi dito sa Pilipinas, now there are questions being thrown at Comelec Garcia by Congressman Marcoleta. At sinasabi na tumatanggap na raw siya ng bribe and everything, ganyan. So we follow the story, sinusundan natin ang mga nangyayari. Pero with the development nga na nangyayari sa Smartmatic abroad, how do you think this will affect yung election policies natin dito? Especially, specifically, itong parang yung issue na kinasasangkutan ngayon ni Comelec Garcia.
Ate Joey, Kuyang Ebi, mga kababayan, tulad ng sinabi ko, magkakutsaba yan si Smartmatic at si George Garcia right from the start. Nabulyaso lang dahil nag-execute ako ng affidavit at binuking ko yung meeting, improper, illegal meeting ni Lisa Marcos at ni Roger Alejandro Piñate Martinez nung kasagsagan ng kampanya ng Halalan 2022. So, in a bid to distance themselves from Smartmatic, dinisqualify ni George Smartmatic. Nagalit si Smartmatic, kaya nag-launch ng demolition job laban sa kanya. But ang end goal ni Smartmatic dyan is to discredit Miro, remove George Garcia, and come back and get back the 2025 elections contract. Wait, Eddie? Yes?
Joey, ako muna. Attorney Glenn.
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is the implication of your statement to the petition of former Representative Erice assailing the right of Miro to be awarded that contract, and then overlay it to the fact that yung Smartmatic accreditation has been reinstated?
Okay. Actually, masalimuot talaga na story ito, Kuya AB, Ate Joey. Yung dito muna tayo magsimula sa yung konsabahan nila. Okay, nasabi ko na magkonsaba si George, Lisa at si Piñate. Eventually, dinump nila si Smartmatic dahil nag-affidavit ako. And then, pero I think, ang paniwala ko, drama lang yung disqualification initially. Drama lang yung disqualification ni Smartmatic initially. May agreement niya na makakakuha ng TRO. So, it just so happened, I was in the States at nakuha ko yung indictment. So, the TRO was, ang paniwala ko, December 12, ilalabas ang TRO. So sabi ko kay Ate Claire, December 10, mag-live tayo. So mag-live tayo kasi ibubuking ko na si Smartmatic through Bautista under the bus at ikaw, Lisa Marcos, they will throw you under the train. So, true enough, it was a way of telling Lisa Marcos, don't trust Smartmatic because pinagkanulo na nila si Bautista, ikaw, ipagkakanulo ka rin. And true enough, on December 12, walang TRO. Walang TRO lumabas kay Smartmatic, kaya napunta kay Miro yung contract. So that's the story. Now,
tinuluyan.
Before I left the office of Chief Babka, kasi last day ko doon, nagbilin siya. Before Glenn comes out of the office, padaanin mo sa private office ko. So, pumunta ko doon sa kanyang private office, pinakita niya sa akin. Meron siyang personal invitation sa inauguration ni Barack Obama. He's a bigwig actually sa National Democratic Party. So, nang binigay ko ang affidavit ko, declaration para sa District Court of Columbia, sabi ko, I expect Smartmatic to withdraw. So, Ate Joey, Kuyang AB, mga kababayan, the original case filed against One American News was filed in late 2021. Late 2021. I filed the declaration. My declaration was on December 9. On a Saturday, pwede pa lang mag-file sa Amerika ng Saturday. Sa Pilipinas, hindi pwedeng mag-file. Sa kanila, pwede mag-file ng Saturday. So, December 9, final, 2 years later, pero 2 years, hindi umatras si Smartmatic within the 2 years. Kasi 2 billion ang hinihingi nila eh. $2 billion. Kasi sabi nila, the value of our company is over $3 billion. Pagkatapos kaming i-damage nito, i-defame ni One American News, naging less than $1 billion na lang ang market value ng kumpanya namin. So, mahigit $2 billion ang pinapabayad nila. But, hindi si One American News ang pinapabayad nila, ang insurer behind One American News. Insurance company, maraming pera. So, kaya nakakabayad sila.
Nakaka-claim sila doon.
Yes. Kaya nakakabayad sila ng dekampanilyang abogado. Itong sila Chief Babka, they belong to Jackson and a limited liability company. It's a private law firm that's been in existence for over 100 years. Ang gross revenue nila is $500 million every year. So, mantakin mo na lang. Ang gross revenue is $500 million every year. So, mahal itong mga abogado na to. But insurance ang nagbabayad. So, Smartmatic was hoping to cash in on that. Maka $2 billion lang sila. Sold na si Piñate. But then, after 4 months, na final yung affidavit ko, April 16, nag-withdraw ang Smartmatic. So, joint filing yon. Pumirma ang Smartmatic, pumirma ang One American News, ang mga abogado nila, for mutual desistance. Mutual desistance. Ipapadismiss namin yung kaso to each bear his own cost. Attorney's fees, litigation cost, kanya-kanya kami. So, ang ibig sabihin, walang nakuha si Smartmatic kahit $1. Walang nakuha si Smartmatic kasi kahit $1. Because to each bear his own cost ang nakalagay doon sa pleading. Attorney's fees, litigation cost, lahat. Kanya-kanya kaming gastos. Si Smartmatic hindi pwedeng magpabayad kay OAN. Si OAN hindi pwedeng magpabayad kay Smartmatic. Kanya-kanya sila. So in other words, Smartmatic lost over $2 billion in that. But April 16, pinail nila yun. April 17, sinabi ng Korte Suprema may grave abuse of discretion sa disqualification ni Smartmatic. So parang, meron tong bigger picture. Meron tong bigger picture.
So kumbaga, Attorney Glenn, within our, may galaw rin talaga to si Smartmatic na that yung mga badges that Smartmatic will come back. Yun nga lang kasi dahil nadi-disturb sila ng mga that because of yung mga actions. Yes sir, yes Attorney Glenn.
Let me finish. Ate Joey, Kuyang AB, mga kababayan. Nung nag-withdraw sila April 16 and then nakascore sila against Comelec April 17, ang feeling ko Connected yun eh. Ang feeling ko connected yun.
Yes.
Ang nasa isip na Smartmatic, we cannot afford Glenn Chong to testify in a jury. Kasi sila ang pumiling eh. Trial by jury. We cannot afford Glenn Chong to testify in a jury. Sirang-sira tayo dyan. Kasi nga, bit-bit ko pa isang luggage ng ebidensya laban sa Smartmatic. Kasi, sige, Kuya Ebi.
They did not withdraw for the last 2 years. However,
yes,
they only withdrew a day before a ruling na reinstating their accreditation. So, ibig sabihin, they knew something.
It was part of a parang rehabilitation plan for Smartmatic.
Yes.
Huwag mong patisipayin si Glenn Chong sa jury sa Amerika kasi hindi tayo ma-rehabilitate dyan. Well, we will try to get a favorable ruling in the Supreme Court and then rehabilitated tayo. So, then, i-push back natin, we'll make a pushback against Miro. So, eto na, pushback na against Miro. Demolition job kay George Garcia. But ang sa akin naman ko yung Ebi, Ate Joey, mga kababayan, when there's smoke, there is fire. So, hindi ako naniniwala na malinis naman si George Garcia. O, di ba? But it just so happened na nag-dig up, remember si Smartmatic, pinadig up din nila any dirt against me. Di ba? Order ni Piñate yan. Dig up all the dirt you can find against Glenn Chong. But they didn't find any dirt. Here, they found a dirt, a big dirt. So, push sila. Ang target ni Smartmatic, dalawa. Remove George Garcia to make him pay for his betrayal. The other one is remove Smartmatic as well. So,
Miro.
Yung Miro. Yes, to remove Miro as well. Kasi, yung makina nila na 97,000, naka-standby yun, pwede pang gamitin yun. Yung old machine, in 2016, 2019, 2022, we used them for 3 elections, hindi pang gamitin. Kaso, si George Garcia nag-declare that those machines are no longer usable. So, kaya, yung declaration, Ate Joey, Kuya Ebi, ni George Garcia, na those machines are no longer usable, merong kaakibat na transfer ng $189,000 to an offshore account. So, ilan yun?
Attorney Glenn,
ni Marcoleta.
So, Attorney Glenn, it is possible that while Congressman Marcoleta is telling the truth, it is also possible that there is a scheme, a larger scheme behind this. Kasi nga, ang part ng rehabilitation or revival of Smartmatic. Kasi, kaya nga sinasabi ko dito, marami kasing nagtatanong dito tungkol doon sa, ano ba masasabi natin dito sa mga, meron daw issue si Garcia and whatnot, ganyan-ganyan. At the end of the day, ang magdidikta talaga niyan, who's going to benefit after all is said and done. Diba? Kung kunwari,
it's going to be smart according to their plan. The problem, Ate Joey, Kuya Ebi, mga kababayan, it didn't went according to plan. Nakasuhan si Piñate sa Amerika. So nawindan lahat.
True! Yun nga! So, that is why I want people to understand how your courage can really move mountain. Because yung ang sinasabi mo na nalaman mo nalaman mo yung indictment na supposedly dapat hindi naman. Pagkatapos itong pag-file mo ng, well, of course before that yung pag-file mo ng affidavit dito at yung mga ginawa mo, Attorney Glenn, that really ruffled their feathers. It changes their course of action in making a decision eh.
Yeah, actually, Ate Joey, Kuya Ebi,
and in every twist and turns that we do. Yes.
Oh, they try to factor me in. Saan ba pupunta si Glenn Chong? Ano bang gagawin natin?
Kasi yun nga. In every twist and turns that they try to make in order to avoid you, you are there.
Nandun ako palagi. Oo. Nandun ako palagi.
Is Erice the plan B? Because the plan A didn't work. Is Erice now part of plan B?
Yeah, Kuya Ebi, si Congressman Marcoleta, in fairness to him, he may not be aware that he's being used by Smartmatic. In fairness to Congressman Marcoleta, he's a friend. Hindi ako naniniwala na magpapagamit to eh. He may have been acting according to his own belief.
Own belief.
Pero originally, itong information na 1 billion, Ate Joey?
Sorry. Because it may be true that, Congressman, Commissioner Comelec Chair Garcia may not be very faithful to his duty. So,
okay, I have a basis for saying that.
Yeah.
I have a basis for saying that, Ate Joey. Diyan muna tayo sa issue na yan. Whether totoo o hindi, ito lang ang masasabi ko sa inyo mga kababayan. Kasi hindi natin alam kung totoo ba talaga na may 1 billion na suhol. Kasi according to Marcoleta, naniniwala siyang meron. Si George Garcia naman, piki yan. But then, this is what I will put forward sa inyo mga kababayan. In 2016, nag-lease tayo ng makina sa Smartmatic. Then, ginamit uli natin ng 2019. Binili natin sa 2019. Good for 2 usage lang yan. Kasi nung 2010, lease, binili natin ng 2013, tapos by 2016, tinapon na natin. Nag-lease uli tayo ng 2016, bili uli ng 2019, tapos dapat itapon na by 2022. Kaso pumasok ang pandemic. Walang perang gobyerno. So, napilitan silang i-reuse for the third time. Now, nung May 13, 2024, sumulat si Smartmatic sa Comelec at sinabi, yung 97,000 vote counting machines, available for use pa yan. Binili nyo na ang software for that. The canvassing system and the election management system. Kasi tatlong software yan. Software sa voting machines, software sa canvassing system, and the election management system. Ito yung pangkalahatan. Now, binili nyo na ang software, nandyan pa ang makina, gamitin nyo na. Now, what does it mean? Nung sinabi ni George na hindi na usable ang makina, and in may kaakibat na transfer na $100,000 plus to a foreign bank account, nagsisinungaling si George Garcia. Kasi sabi ni Smartmatic, pwede pang gamitin. Bakit sinabi ni George Garcia na hindi na pwedeng magamit? Okay? Sabi ni George Garcia, hindi na pwedeng magamit. Sabi ni Smartmatic, gamitin nyo, pwede pa. Binili nyo na yan eh. Tapos may kaakibat na transfer ng pera. At the time na in-announce ni George Garcia na hindi na magagamit ang makina. So what does it mean, mga kababayan? The machines are still usable. And that is what Smartmatic is hoping for na pumalyak. Ito na, Kuya Ibi. Pag nag-succeed ang plan B ni Irise, si Irise, tao talaga yan ni Smartmatic. Tuta talaga yan ni Smartmatic.
So, I want you to repeat that categorically in Joey's life.
Tuta talaga yan siya ni Smartmatic. Inasuhan niya si Miro para matanggal si Miro. Pag natanggal si Miro, balik si Smartmatic kasi nandun ang mga makina nila ready.
Ready na siya
That's the trajectory. That's the trajectory. Ipa-disqualify natin si Miro, mawala na yung makina ni Miro, meron pa ang makina ni Smartmatic. So, at tapos sinabi na ng Korte Suprema na hindi dapat din-disqualify si Smartmatic. O, di ba? Hindi dapat din-disqualify si Smartmatic. O, sige, balik na ulit si Smartmatic. The problem is the indictment in the US threw a monkey wrench on their plans. So, pero, nung sinabi ni Irise na dapat i-disqualify si Miro, ang sabi ni George Garcia, di kung mawala si Miro, di mag-manual na lang kami. Warning niya yun kay Smartmatic. Di ba? Yan yung laro nila dyan eh. Yan yung laro nila.
With all that is happening, Attorney Glenn, the space of Smartmatic is getting smaller and smaller.
Yes, diba? That's correct. They're getting smaller. Actually, Ate Joey, mga kababayan, Smartmatic cannot afford to lose the Philippine elections. Kasi the Philippine elections is the world's largest election contract. World's largest single election contract. The biggest democracy is India. India is the biggest democracy. They have over 1 million polling centers. 1 million. Tayo, we have only about 100,000. Sila, they have more than 1 million. Pero, yung kanilang election system is homegrown. Kanila talaga yon. Dinevelop talaga nila yon. Sa gobyerno talaga. They do not outsource. They do not bid it out. On the other hand, the other big democracies like America, hindi rin. Kasi divided into 50 states. So one state, one state, iba-ibang contract yan. But the single largest election contract is the Philippines. So ito yung pinagyayabang ni Smartmatic the world over. Na amin nga yung pinakamalaking election contract sa buong mundo. Ngayon biglang nawala sa kanila. Nakasuhan pa sila in relation to a bribery in the Philippines. So tama yung sinabi ni Ate Joey. They're getting smaller and smaller by the day.
Now, yung lumalapit na kasi Attorney Glenn na kasi parang si Congressman Marcoleta is really getting the head of Comelec Chair Garcia na talaga. May mga proof ako, may mga statement pa siya na very categorical talaga na na-receive talaga. Ano sinasabi ninyo na mukhang hindi na-receive talaga ganyan. And so, of course the natural consequence of that is maku-question yung kontrata ng Miro and all the processes that went through.
The integrity of the elections itself, yes.
And kung anong mangyayari sa election and whatnot, ganyan-ganyan. Now, kung sakaling ganun ang direction natin, at pagkatapos well, ano lang, medyo na question. Have you heard Congressman Marcoleta ensuring that despite yung target na ma-ensure na merong corruption with Comelec Chair Garcia, is he also saying that yung Smartmatic dapat linyado na siya, walang balikan yon? Kasi gusto, ito ang tanong ng bayan, Attorney Glenn pag yung ginagawa kasi ni Kong Marcoleta, while he may not be aware, kapag nanalo siya, it will ultimately benefit Smartmatic.
Yes.
Diba? So what is missing? So I mean, I really want to believe and trust Congressman Marcoleta, but is he saying something like, oh, if Miro is going, he's not providing alternative kasi on what's gonna happen sa next election Any reaction to that,
Kuya Abby, mga kababayan, regardless of whether manalo si Congressman Marcoleta or hindi sa kanyang advocacy to expose George Garcia at ang pamasahing 1 billion pesos, it's inconsequential anymore for Smartmatic because foreclosed na talaga yung future ni Smartmatic sa Pilipinas with that indictment from the US. Di ba? Okay. Kung nakita ninyo, Kuya Abby, Arizoe, mga kababayan, I think yung Department of Education Teachers Union nagpalabas ng statement na erase Smartmatic or something like that. Erase Smartmatic in Philippine elections. Because nakita na nila if you can bribe the head of the COMELEC, then you cannot be trusted with our elections whatsoever. Diba? So, whether magtagumpay si Congressman Marcoleta or hindi, insofar as Smartmatic is concerned, foreclosed na talaga yung future nila. They cannot get back the 2025 contract however they like it. No way. With this indictment.
Attorney,
yes, sir.
Would that be a credible and a very good evidence now na hindi mag-prosper yung petition ni Erice against Miro? And in fact, matutuloy yung Miro as the provider of the vote counting machines come 2025?
Well, I am not conversant with the pleading of Congressman Erice, but more likely ang tira niya is kay Miro. So walang bearing yon, walang bearing yung indictment ng mga opisyal ng Smartmatic. Yung may bearing doon, yung motion for reconsideration ni COMELEC doon sa disqualification. Kasi di ba? The Supreme Court ruled, diba? The Supreme Court ruled na there was grave abuse of discretion. Inabuso ninyo yung discretion ninyo sa pag-disqualify kay Smartmatic. So sabi ng Korte Suprema, anyway, yung 2025 elections, preparation is already full steam ahead. So doon na kayo makaka-join sa next election. So may nag-file ng motion for reconsideration ng COMELEC. This time, isasama yan ng COMELEC. At sinabi nga ni George, we will put this as an argument doon sa Supreme Court sa aming motion for reconsideration doon sa decision. Na, tingnan nyo, tama kami. Dinisqualify nga namin si Smartmatic kasi nakasuhan na nga yung president and co-founder nila dyan sa Amerika.
Okay.
So yun ang bearing doon, sir.
Nakamute ka, Joey.
Ayan, sorry naman. So, Attorney Glenn, pagka kunwari, kasi it looks like, it looks like talagang, dapat kasi talaga, erase na si Smartmatic. But because of what is going on, a long time ago, dapat erase na talaga siya. And I think the reason why we are having, kumbaga parang mini heart attack sa mga pangyayari ngayon sa election landscape is because it looks like they might come back. As a regular voter, hindi ko kasi makuha yung assurance ng ating mga government official that when all things are said and done, dapat hindi makakapasok tong si bakit magkakaroon pa siya ng chance in the future, 'di ba? Bakit magkakaroon pa siya ng chance in the future? And ito yung mahirap isipin kasi na parang yung ang daming nagrereklamo tungkol yung ibang mga nagrereklamo tungkol kay Smartmatic or na those who are in the government right now, for example yung kay George Garcia na meron siyang mga statement na hindi na namin pwedeng gamitin yung mga ninyo, pagkatapos meron silang yung di ba na disqualified sila for I'm sorry, ano nga yun, Attorney Glenn, yung reason kung bakit sila na-disqualify?
Na-disqualify sila because exactly, itong kaso of bribing the former COMELEC chairman.
Yeah, that should disqualify them perpetually, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Yung ganitong reason, they should be disqualified perpetually. Kaso ang nangyayari bakit parang humihinga pa sila? Bakit parang meron ng pagbabalik?
Mga kababayan, alam na alam ni Piñate, alam na alam ng Smartmatic that they only need to bribe the officials of the Philippine government to get their way, especially sa COMELEC. Kaya palagi kong sinasabi to, etong COMELEC at si Smartmatic, these are the riding in tandem that kills democracy. Kasi hindi naman mangyayari kung si Smartmatic, kung wala si COMELEC tingnan mo, suhulan dito, suhulan doon, yung director dyan, merong director dyan sa COMELEC, free trips around the world, merong director dyan, pabago-bago yung sasakyan, courtesy ng mga bribers na ito. So for as long as we have, yun na nga the people at COMELEC, except lang yung rank and file, yung mga security, yung mga janitors, yung mga security dyan, sinabihan ako one time, Kuya Amy, Ate Joey, when I went inside, binulungan ako ng mga security, sir, kasama nyo kami dyan sa laban mo, ha? Kasama nyo kami, kahit dito kami nagtatrabaho, kasama mo kami para sa malinis na halalan. Alam ko, wala naman siya magagawa Wala naman siya magagawa. Kuya Amy?
Yes, Attorney Glenn, Joey. Ito, hypothetical scenario, Attorney Glenn, no? Joey, no? What if yung petition ni Congressman Erice wins a favorable decision at disqualify nila yung Miro? What will happen to the next election 2025?
Good question. Sabi nga ni George Garcia, hindi mag-manual kami. Di ba? Sa akin ni George Garcia, hindi mag-manual kami, which is good. Kasi kapag manual ang eleksyon, manual din ang dayaan. Nakadilat yung mata natin na mahuhuli yung mga pandaraya. Pero kung dito tayo sa automated ng eleksyon, automated ng dayaan, wala tayong mahuhuli. But we'll go back to the bigger question. Palaging sinasabi ni COMELEC, hindi pwedeng mag-manual election tayo kasi may batas. Yung batas na sinasabi na, Republic Act 9369, it says authorizing the COMELEC to use an automated election system. It merely gives authority. It did not mandate an automated election. So kaya pwedeng mag-manual. So ang fallback, yes sir, ang fallback dyan na batas is batas bansa bilang 881 or the Omnibus Election Code. Kaya nga, kung matatandaan ninyo, kapag barangay election, manual yung election. Walang Smartmatic doon. Pero pag national and local election, bakit may Smartmatic? Bakit automated? Simple lang ang answer. Sa barangay election, walang magbabayad kay Smartmatic kasi walang kikitain sa pwesto. Pero pag dito ka sa senador, congressman, governor, mayor, maraming pera, maraming magbabayad kay Smartmatic, kaya automated. You see? Hanggang agatong nga naman.
Grabe. Wow.
Kung kasi I was thinking, sobrang daming na bagay na naliwanagan sa akin dahil sa conversation na to. Kasi yung ganun yung statement ni Commissioner Garcia na steadfast siya dun sa, hindi, kung ma-disqualify si Miro, edi manual tayo, and then, kumbaga parang, dik na.
Ako kasi manual na
Manual na. So ngayon, and dinidikdik nga niya ng bonggang-bongga si Smartmatic. And
nagalit na rin si George after realizing na ang demolition job is coming from Smartmatic.
Well, in that case, I think I really hope that he's going to kumbaga really protect the integrity of the election moving forward by making sure that Smartmatic is not gonna come back.
Joey, I have to ask it's a very controversial question. Do you really think there's an ongoing effort to kick out George Garcia from COMELEC and replace him with somebody more sympathetic to this administration?
Ang pagkakaalam ko kasi, sir, si George Garcia, tinalaga siya dyan ni Marcos. Kasi hindi naman siya na-confirm sa panahon ni President Duterte. He was appointed by President Duterte March 8. And then hindi sila kinonfirm, but he was appointed chairman by Marcos Jr. Alam ko naman talaga na hindi naman si Marcos Jr. ang pumipili ng mga iuupo dyan, kundi yung babae. Si National Drug Pusher. Yung National Drug Pusher, hindi si National Drug Addict. Yung isa addict, yung isa pusher. Okay, alam naman natin yan sa statement ni Cathy Binag. I'm very frank about it. I'm challenging them, sue me, para lumaganap yung apoy. Sue me, para lumaganap yung apoy. At masunog kayo dyan. You don't deserve to be there, drug addict and drug pusher. So, si drug addict, pipirma lang yan. Si drug pusher talagang nagpupush. So,
Wow.
Kuya Ebi, nung inappoint si George Garcia dyan, inappoint din niya si, initials lang, si, kalimutan ko na tuloy yung pangalan, J yung apelido niya, J.
Bulong mo na lang, attorney. Pakibulong.
AJ. Okay, si AJ. She's Muslim. Si AJ, katabaho 6 years. Siyempre doon sa grupo ng mga drug addict, buti na lang hindi ako na-opera ng cocaine. Kaya siguro pala, Kuya Ebi, Ate Joey, hindi ako in-appoint sa community kasi hindi ako nagko-cocaine. Hindi na ako katropa. Hindi nila ako katropa. Kung in-appoint si George Garcia dyan, tinalaga din si AJ as executive assistant ni George Garcia. In other words, hindi nagtiwala si Lisa Marcos sa kanya. Nilagyan siya ng gwardya sa labas ng pintuan. Kasi si AJ, kay Lisa talaga yan. Kasama ko yan, katrabaho ko yan. Kasama yan sa pagmaniobra ng Korte Suprema. Na sinasabi ko kay Lisa Marcos, ikaw, hudas ka, demonyo ka, niminanipula mo yung Korte Suprema. Si AJ kasama dyan. So, nilagyan ng bulldog si George sa labas ng pintuan. So, para hindi makagalaw. In other words, Ate Joey, Kuya Ebi, mga kababayan, ang ibig kong sabihin, election is not an option in 2025 under Marcos. Kasi dadayain lang nila yung election na to. So kaya nga, Ate Joey, magkasama naman tayo sa mga top forum bago na yung spill ko. Ang sasabihin ko na sa mga forum na yon, there are 3 reasons bakit natin tanggalin sa pwesto si Marcos Jr. Una, may nanipula niya ang kanyang mandato. Kasabwat niya si Roger Piñate, Alejandro Martinez, kaya nakasuhan sa Amerika. Si Lisa Marcos ang promotor dyan. Pangalawa, drug pusher at drug addict itong dalawa. Pangatlo, kung minanipula nila yung eleksyon noong 2022, mamalipulahin uli nila yung eleksyon sa 2025. Malamang. Magpapaupo sila ng lahat.
Regardless kung sino
ng lahat regardless kung sino ang election provider. Regardless kung sino ang election provider. Tama ka, Ate Joey. Kuya Ebi, magpapaupo sila ng lahat ng congressman na gusto nila at lahat ng senador na gusto nila. Tapos ipapa-impeach nila sa Inday Sara, i-convict sa Senado. Para ang papalit ay si Tambaluslos. Kasi ang nasa isip nila is, ayaw nyo sa akin. Ilalagay ko sa baba si Tambaluslos na mas ayaw ninyo. So that, removing me is no longer your option. Kasi ayaw nyo kay Tambaluslos. And remember, under the Constitution, whenever there is a vacancy in the office of the Vice President, the President shall appoint from any member of Congress, any congressman or any senator. Now, that happened in the case of President Gloria Arroyo. Vice President siya, umakyat siyang presidente, nabakante ang Vice President na pumili siya kay Chupisto Gingonan. So, naging Vice President si Chupisto Gingonan. So, that's exactly ang posibleng senaryong mangyayari. Kaya, hindi option ang eleksyon sa ilalim ni George Garcia at sa ilalim ni Marcos. Hindi option. Walang option at ang bayan dyan. Tabi nga ni Ate Joey, regardless kung sino ang provider ng eleksyon, dadayain lang tayo, Kuya Ebi, mga kababayan.
Ayun ang
very gloomy, attorney.
Yes, it is. Yun nga yung parang ang lungkot ng election landscape kasi yung laban involving Smartmatic, it was really, really huge. And of course, while we are winning on that side, somehow, winning doon sa side ng Smartmatic, you have another problem which is the election system. Diba? And it's an entirely different mountain to climb. Diba? It is an entirely different mountain to climb. But, sabi ko nga, napakahalaga mapag-usapan natin to Kasi yung Smartmatic, sino ba mag-aakala na kaya pala nating ma-hurdle yon in one way or another? Na kaya nating, diba na ito ay magagapi naman pala siya talaga. Now, through the efforts of Attorney Glenn Chong and all the things that he had done and other advocates as well, no? But,
hindi lang ako marami kami. Ako lang yung bumangat.
Of course.
Marami kami actually. Si Congressman Villapuerte, si Leo Kirobin, marami kami dyan na sa hanay. Ako lang yata yung pinakabumangat talaga at pinakamatapang.
Yes. And I think the one who really suffered, no? Kasi, I mean, it cost you so much. So, it really cost you so much. So,
Ate Joey, Kuya Ebi, one time, we had dinner with Marcos with the drug addict and the drug pusher sa bahay nila. And then, we were 8. anim kaming technical, and then yung mag-asawa. Siyempre ako nasa tabi ako palagi ni National Drug Pusher kasi kakalabitin lang niya ako, tara na, mag-UC na tayo doon sa Lanay. So, then, Marcos Jr. just suddenly brought out a question. Sabi niya, who do you think among the 8 of us in this table suffered the most in the fight against Smartmatic? Yun yung tanong niya. Who do you think among the 8 of us in this table suffered the most in the fight against Smartmatic? And then nobody. This was sir, 2019, just before the pandemic. Just before the pandemic, kasi naputol yung dinner namin every month ng pandemic, and then nabalik later. So that was before the pandemic, and that would be 2019. Anyway, anytime in 2019. Pero after na pinatay si Richard, 2018 yun si Richard pinatay, December 9. So sabi ko, I think sir, with the life of Richard, I paid the dearest price in this fight. Kasi sabi ni Marcos Jr., I think I agree with you. And everybody nodded in the table. Everybody nodded. That it was a very heavy price to pay. It's a heavy price to pay because naawa ko doon sa mga anak ni Richard. Bata pa yung mga anak niya, 20, 25 years old pa lang at that time. And syempre, nawalan sila ng tatay. Eh di sino bang papalit sa kanila? Para sa kanila, it has to be me. Kasi nawala ang buhay ni Richard because of me. So kahit papano, I have to, pati nanay ni Richard, I took care of her.
Kumusta na nga pala Attorney Glenn? Kumusta na yung kaso? Yung ano?
Sir, I'm not at liberty to discuss this publicly kasi baka pailan na naman ako ng gag order. So,
moving along.
Pati yung mama ni Richard, I know that mahal na mahal ni Richard yung mama niya kasi bukang bibig niya yung mama niya eh. So that's why when Richard was no longer around, sinustintuhan ko yung mama niya. And that it's very expensive for me. But I have to do it because that's the least I can do to pay back the ultimate sacrifice of his life. Imagine ka, you have to give up your life because ayaw mong masira ako. Ayaw niyang masira ako because he believed in me so much. So kaya I have to go on. Actually, Ate Joey, Kuyang AB, kung hindi lang nila pinatay si Richard, that was an error, gross error for them. Kasi, tumakbo ako noong 2019 as senator. It was my curtain call. Ano na yun? Tapos na ako. I gave up already by that time. Pag-give up na ako noon. Ang akin kasi, because so many people know me fighting Smartmatic. Sa Senate Committee hearing, nandun ako palagi. Si Chairman Brillantes, dinuduro-duro ko pa yan eh. It's unparliamentary. Mga kababayan, aminin ko, it's unparliamentary, duduruhin mo yung COMELEC chairman. At that time, the most powerful in the country. Kasi kabi nga ni Chairman Brillantes, kahit yung aso mo, pwede ko ipanalo. Kahit yung aso mo, pwede ko ipanalo. So, pero doon sa hearing, dinuduro-duro ko siya. Minsan, tinanong ko, sinabi ko, Your Honor, si Pimentel, merong ruling ang RTC sa Gapan, Nueva Ecija. 3 ballot boxes binuksan, hindi nagtugma yung balota at yung election return. Tapos sabi ni Brillantes, he was very polite. Maari po ba malaman namin kung ano pong mga balota yan sinasabi ninyo? Dinuro ko siya, sabi ikaw, hindi ko sasabihin sa'yo, mandaraya ka eh. You see, it's unparliamentary, but I wanted him to feel the pain na hindi lahat ng Pilipino susuko sa'yo. Hindi lahat ng politiko luluhod sa'yo. That's my point. Pinaparamdam ko sa kanya. Powerful ka nga. But in this case, with me before you, hindi mo ako mapapaluhod. Pinapakita ko sa kanya yung utter defiance in the same way na pinapakita ko rin sa inyo mga kababayan. Yung utter defiance ko kay Lisa Marcos at kay Bongbong Marcos. Kaya gusto ko siyang sampalin eh. 3 beses kaliwat kanan. These are defiance. So, you see, gusto kong iparamdam sa kanila na the future of the Filipino is worth saving. So, balik tayo doon ha. It was my curtain call. Ang sa akin kasi, hindi ako pwedeng biglang tumigil. Kasi kung bigla lang akong titigil, alam ko na ang script ni Smartmatic. Binayaran namin si Glenn Chong. Kaya ayan, tumigil na. So, masisira na ako. I cannot recover. Because my own act of falling into silence gives credibility to that charge. Na binayaran ako, kaya ako tumahimik. That's why I cannot do that. Hindi ako pwedeng bigla na lang bibitiw, tatahimik. Because sasabihin talaga ni Sport, binayaran namin yan. 1 billion. Kaya tumahimik yan. Ano may own act na bigla nang tumahimik, will give credibility na binayaran ka talaga si Glenn Chong kasi tumahimik. So ang sa akin is, ito yung kampanya ko. Pinapaalam ko sa inyo yung sistema ng eleksyon natin. Kalaban ko, kinalaban ko sila without you knowing it and without me asking anything in return. Basta ito yung issue ko, pagod na ako. Pag maniwala kayo at pinanalo niya ako, I will continue. pag tinalo nyo ako, quits na tayo. Yun yung line ko. Yun yung line ko. Bahala ko na talagang tumigil. Kasi quits na tayo eh. Nagpapili ako sa inyo, hindi naman kayo pumili. Iniwanan nyo ako sa ere. Quits na tayo. Ayaw ko na magsalita. Ayaw ko na lumaban. That was my curtain call. And then pinatay nila si Richard Apotang ina. Ibang usapan to. Let's continue the fight. Until ngayon, natalo talaga sila. Ibang usapan na yun. Sa halip ng aatras ako, I got more of vigor na hindi pwede. Dugo na to, buhay na to. Ipaglalaban ko to. Hanggang ngayon, umabot tayo dyan sa punto na
binigyan ka nila ng gasolina eh, no? Binigyan ka nila ng gasolina, ano?
They never realized it. They never realized it na alam mo, Ate Joey, Kuya Ebi, tinapat talaga na December nila gagawin. Hindi, bago ang holidays. Kasi normally kasi pag may issue, bago ang holidays, mamamatay yan. Christmas, New Year. So patay na yung issue by January. Kaya tinapat talaga December 9. 2 weeks after I filed my certificate of candidacy in substitution. Substitute candidate lang ako noon. So that's my story. I would have, kumaga, tumigil na sana ako, but I think hindi yun. My destiny is charted by my God. Dito ka. Papunta ka dito. Dito ka papunta. Actually, Ate Joey, Kuya Ebi, pang-5 beses ko na gustong lumayas dito sa Manila. I want to go back to my private life where I can drive my own car. I can go around without security. Ngayon, hindi na pwede. Kailangan may nakabuntot sa akin palagi. I cannot drive my own car.
This is something that a lot of people, I think are not aware. Na you went this far because grabe rin yung legwork na ginawa mo in order to protect yourself, yung mga sacrifices that you need to do that. Marami kang hindi nagagawa because you continue doing this. Yeah.
I cannot, I'm not at liberty to just go out to any place I like because you never know.
And you still have what? 2 or 3 disbarment cases?
4 yata. 4.
That's on top. That's on top.
Ito yung sagot ko. Ang tapal. Isa to sa disbarment ko. 4 yung sinagot ko. Kaya sabi ko, yung pang-4, Lisa Marcos ha, sabi ko sa kanya, ikaw ha, yung pang-4, pag tinuluyan ako, tutuluyan din talaga kita. I-detalye ko doon ko paano mo minanipula ang Korte Suprema para magkabukingan tayo.
Ayun. Attorney Glenn, merong question dito, no, not related dun sa pinag-uusapan natin today. Pero ang tanong nila, kasi di ba Yossi buddies kayo ni
Lisa. BFF sa amin yan, no?
Oo. Na-offer, ano ka raw ba? Natanong ka raw ba ng do you want ever?
Alam mo, Ate Joey, Kuya Ebi, mga kababayan sa mga nagtanong po na yan, I think the aura already prevents Lisa from offering me. Alam niya, hindi niya ako mapagkatiwalaan sa mga bagay na yan. She never offered me. She never really
offered me. Hindi niya pinakita yung aspect na yun ng ano niya, ng...
No, hindi niya pinakita yun. Although,
you've heard stories na, Attorney Glenn, you've heard stories na of them using the Polvoron while you were still...
No, actually, when I was working with them, I did not have that kind of story. Maybe because I was shielded, I'm just staying home, and then I go there, and I seldom talk to people. It's not like now na I'm in the open.
Right.
Pero
sila, yung parang walking on, sila kasi alam nga nila na wala silang full control. Kasi the relationship was really because of your fight against Smartmatic. That's what put you together, di ba? That's what put you together.
She never paid me, I never billed them. Hindi ako binayaran kahit piso. Hindi naman ako naningil, in fairness to them, kahit piso. Because this is my advocacy. Alam nyo, yung Facebook ko, yung 325,000 na followers ko, they're so loyal to me. Pag nagla-live ako, minimum ko dati 100,000 views. And even now, 100,000 views. Pero Ate Joey, Kuya Ebi, mga kabayan, hindi ko minonetize yan. Hindi ako kumikita. Because I don't want Smartmatic. Alam ko, they're digging up any dirt they could fight against me. So ayokong sabihin nila na ang ginawang hanap buhay ni Glenn Chong yan. Kaya ayan, So, wala akong monetization, hindi ako hininingil because this is my advocacy. And I'm faithful to that cause. I'm faithful to the people of this country, to the state itself. Na ito yung pinaglalaban natin. So siguro, alam mo Ate Joey, Kuya Ebi, mga kababayan, one time sinabi ni Lisa sa akin, your idealism is infectious. Unfortunately, hindi siya na-infected. Ang aking idealism. Oh, hindi siya na-infected. Kasi kung na-infected pa siya, siguro malinis na yung election system natin. Kaya nga, hindi ako pwedeng ilagay niya sa Comelec kasi ililinisin ko talaga yung election system. Tanggal kasi Smartmatic. And that's the least I can do. Kasi, ganito ang evils. The evils lang, Ate Joey, kababayan ko yung edit. Kasi kung ang election system natin ay nabibili, dyan tayo mapapasukan ng mga espiya ng gobyernong kalaban natin. Dyan tayo mapapasukan ng mga drug lord, crime lord, wetting lord, at lahat ng lords na wala sa langit. So, kawawa tayong lahat. Remember, government sets the policy. This policy gives you the opportunity to improve your lives, your life, our lives. And if bangag ang nasa pamunuan, bangag ang polisiya, bangag tayo lahat ang kinabukasan natin. Simple lang yan. Lahat ng political, economic, social ills, they are rooted in a corrupt election.